Who is Corey Day? That seems to be a question more and more stock car racing fans are asking themselves these days. At the time of me recording this, the 18-year-old is set to make not only his second ever ARCA start this weekend at Bristol, but he's also slated to make his Camping World Truck Series debut as well, driving the number 81 for Bill McAnally Racing in what will be a 4-race deal for the rest of the season. He'll be driving with sponsorship from HendrickCars.com, the same sponsor as Cup Series champion Kyle Larson. Now, the reason Day might be a name most stock car fans have never heard of is because his background has little to no late model, Bandolero, or Legends history. The hype around Corey Day comes from his successes on dirt. He started out as a dirt bike racer before an early injury saw him switch to 4 wheels. Now at just 18 years old, Day is one of the brightest talents in American sprint car racing. Just this year alone, he's scored an impressive 10 wins in 67 sprint car races, racking up winnings of over $400,000. Now, Day's shown the ability to hold his own against tough competition in the high-limit sprint car series and also in World of Outlaws. He's beaten names such as Brad Sweet, Gio Scelzi, Carson Macedo, and most importantly to this video, Kyle Larson, who also happens to be the founder of the high-limit series. This hype saw Corey actually try his hand at racing on the asphalt. He would make his pavement debut in April in the form of a late model stock car race at the famed Hickory Speedway. As you can see right here, the car is nothing flashy, just a blank white scheme with an orange number. Except that's not any orange number, that's Dale Jr.'s 88. Junior Motorsports was the team responsible for giving Corey his debut, and he repaid them in the form of a commanding victory that night, one that would raise his stock even higher in the racing world. Now, Corey's impressive runs led him to being introduced to Rick Hendrick, owner of the esteemed NASCAR stable Hendrick Motorsports. Day could even be seen at that year's Brickyard 400 as a guest of Hendrick, liaising with guys like Kyle Larson and Jeff Gordon. Hendrick would announce in July that Corey Day would make further appearances on pavement, but not in late models. Instead, Day was given the keys to cut his teeth in the ARCA Menards series as he signed a 3-race deal with top Chevy team Pinnacle Racing Group to race at Salem, Bristol, and then a mile and a half in the form of Kansas. These starts would see him run the all-famous HendrickCars.com paint scheme. Corey's Salem debut was one that showed even more potential. Day put his number 28 car P5 on the grid around the high banks. This race would see Corey learn the in and outs of stock cars on a banked oval in real time. As he got more adjusted, the bold moves started to come, evident by the moves he used to get by the Venturinis of Jake Finch and Gus Dean.
At USC. Corey Day is going to try to make the move around Jake Finch. And gets it done, the 28 of Corey Day. This year he won Kansas. Day gets a little bit loose there, trying to get to the bumper of the 55. Well, there's nobody in this field that knows more about doing slide jobs, I don't think, than Corey Day. Going to get a good bite up off the corner. Just beats him to the throttle print. Gets side by side with him, and that does a slide job getting in turn 3.
Corey would spend the rest of the race going toe-to-toe with the Rev Racing Chevys of LaVar Scott and Andres Perez before contact with Scott saw him slide down the track and then back up into an already spinning Tony Breidinger, ending his day. Tonight's ARCA race at Bristol will be the 3rd ever race on pavement for Day. We exist in a sport that sees guys with karting backgrounds like Connor Zilic and Brent Cruz, as well as guys that made their names on the short tracks like Carson Kvapil. However, Day stands out as a driver who, were he to go on to become a stock car sensation, bring NASCAR back to an era of drivers that also went on to be greats, the dirt guys. Kyle Larson remains the best example of a stock car great who made his name on dirt tracks across the states, but even before him, other NASCAR drivers that share the grid with him, like regular season champ Tyler Reddick or Joe Gibbs Racing standout Christopher Bell, also found their early mojo on dirt. Tony Stewart, A 3-time NASCAR Cup champion and IndyCar champion, has his stories to tell about his early dirt endeavors and the key role it played in his racing career. But as stock car racing prepares itself for what could be a new generational talent, it's doing so at the expense of dirt racing. There are plenty of dirt fans out there that have made their displeasure known that one of the sport's brightest stars is seemingly on a path that will probably see him never again compete in a full season of sprint car racing, and instead sacrificing that opportunity for the glitz and glamour that comes with stock car racing, and it's hard not to sympathize with them. This is a community that has constantly seen its stars leave for what is believed to be higher heights in the stock car racing world. Some will make it, while some don't, and are welcomed back with open arms. Dirt fans will watch Day's ascension and wonder whether or not people still think life on dirt is good enough as it is, or merely a stepping stone for some to get to what is seen as greener pastures. However, dirt racing will forever be their bread and butter. For every NASCAR casual fan that sees it as a mere path to stock car racing, there's a dirt fan that rightfully sees it as their pinnacle and the top of the mountain. Only time will tell if Corey Day will go on to become a driver that we'll tell our grandkids about. Dare I say, based on his talent, he already will be, but whether or not that's in stock cars or on dirt remains to be seen, and his performance tonight and tomorrow at Bristol could very well be the catalyst to it all. My name is Intern, I talk wheel, and thanks for watching.